Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And for Lorraine checking in from Brookfield, she said, hit me. I need it. I need the Limp Bizkit. It's Monday. Let's go.
Just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, mother. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit. Let it slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
There you go, Lorraine checking in from Brookfield this morning. Hope that helped get you going after Riot Fest weekend. Give us that proof of life check-in, 312-591-8300. Woo! What a 3 days. You good, Kat? You good? Wait, try it again? Woo! Case, you try that.
Whoa.
That was,
Oh.
Did I do it wrong?
Turn his microphone off immediately. Immediately, no.
I tried to do it.
You tried.
No.
That was good.
Woo!
That was better.
That was better.
That's better. Woo! All right, listen. What a weekend. It was a blast seeing all of you, and we're going to recap the entire weekend throughout the show today with some audio. Also, why I got bit at Riot Fest. I got bit.
With teeth?
With teeth. I have a bruise. I'm going to post a picture. You're not going to
Well, you
believe
shouldn't
it.
have stole my sandwich. I don't know why you're going to make a big deal about this.
I will say she was hungry before we went to the food court. We have so much to recap from the weekend, but, we'll look back on the weekend of Riot Fest, and we're also going to move forward today with so much stuff for you. Coming up at 8, an incredibly huge, historic lounge announcement with Q101 coming up at 8 o'clock. So make sure you're here for that. You'll also get into the lounge. Am I right on that, Case?
You'll get into the lounge and to the show that they're playing in Chicago in a few weeks.
Oh, a little hint there, too.
Can I give another hint?
Sure.
This person's never played the Q101 lounge before.
Oh, and that's a big deal because of who this person is.
Well, yes, because this person's a big deal.
Can I say what it rhymes with?
No,
No.
you cannot.
How come you didn't think of all these hints out?
Because mine are better than that.
I saw it rhymes with.
It rhymes with smorshing.
No, it doesn't. Not good.
Kenzie, at 7:59, you can tell us who it rhymes with.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Can
Okay.
I?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. No, she can do that at 7:59. Yeah, she
I
can
never
do
get to do
that.
anything. Why am I even here?
The reason I say that about, obviously because it's a huge person is because this is a band that you will exactly link with Q101.
Let's say a devoted fan base.
Yeah, devoted fan base, of course, but I would link the rise of this band from the beginning of them to a level of monstrability in the last decade. That's a word I just created.
That's good.
I'd link it to Q101.
Wow.
And that's why this is special that they've never played the lounge before, and you will be in it. You will be in it. 8 o'clock. That's coming up. But again, we're going to recap Riot Fest, go back a few days with all the fun that happened. But let's move forward, too.
God bless the baby.
312-591-8300. Free huge tickets right now for tomorrow's show with The National and the War on Drugs at the United Center tomorrow night. This is a show, friends, from our great friends at Live Nation. So 312-591-8300. We're going to have tickets for this every hour today, okay?
Wow.
And there's no catch.
There's no catch. We just want to make sure the fans get in because both these bands have fan bases that are so specific, I would say.
I adore The National. I saw them last year at the Auditorium Theater. It was one of the best shows I saw in all of 2023.
And you know what? I love the War on Drugs.
Interesting, Nancy Reagan. Very interesting.
I was going to say, in general or the group?
Brian loves what it's done for certain communities.
Yeah.
Just say no to drugs. That's what Nancy Reagan said. The band War on Drugs, nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with that. So check in right now, 312-591-8300. I want to make sure the real fans go to the show. That's why we're not doing anything, weird or difficult. You just call if you love The National and the War on Drugs at the United Center tomorrow night. You've got the tickets. They're for you.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Time for a fact that makes your brain just go. With Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And this one's kind of terrifying, especially after the weekend. The amount of time it takes you to fall asleep at night. So you get into bed, and then the amount of time that you are out. That amount of time will decide whether you're going to be dead in 5 years.
Wait. Okay, say it again.
Okay, you sit in bed.
Yes.
The amount of time you fall asleep from sitting in bed to being asleep. That
Wait,
amount
so
of
the length of time it takes you to fall asleep once you're already in the bed.
correct, not like from the kitchen or I'm going to bed. Oh, I'm going to get there, get some food and wander in the bed. Watch.
Why? Is that the thing you do right before bed?
I eat before bed. It's great. It makes you fall asleep
Most
faster.
people would be like, when you're brushing your teeth, not that. You're like, your last dinner, second dinner, then
That's
bed.
right. Or like a lot of people like to sit in their bed and listen to the Brian and Kenzie podcast. That's fine, but that doesn't count as far as you falling asleep. It's the amount of time you turn everything off, and then that amount of minutes till you fall asleep.
I'm concerned.
Why?
Because I take a really, 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 really long time to fall asleep.
Huh.
Like, I would say over an hour on average.
Whoa, you sit there with nothing on and nothing going on, and it takes you an hour.
I roll a lot. My husband gets mad every night.
I was going to say, imagine sharing a bed with Kenzie. You know she's kicking you in the thigh all night. She's got to be an awful bed
Are
partner.
you starting to talk too at that point? Like saying, so what are you doing?
Yeah, but
what's-
she's
Every once in a while, every once in a while, my husband goes, is this when you want to talk? Like right now? That's what he says. And I'm like,
Oh, I've never related to him more.
I'm like, well, I'm
what do
bored. Why are your eyes closed? I'm so bored.
So what do you think it is? The amount of time that's the good
On
amount.
average?
So on the
For me?
if you take this amount of time to fall asleep from when you get in to sleeping, it decides whether you're going to be dead in 5 years.
I think I'm going to be dead.
I'm just
Because
gonna,
I think my poor mind has so much anxiety. I'm going to die.
I will say if it's going to take you an hour to fall asleep, I'm not giving away the hint here, but you're probably in that range.
I know. I think I'm going to die. Probably if I had to guess.
What do you think it is, Case?
My average?
No, what do you think the amount of time it is that if you're
Oh, I think if you're spending more than a half hour awake every night, you're in dead zone territory.
okay, I'm going to
How
give you
long does it take you to fall asleep? I bet you're an instant. You're like a bear.
Like 10 minutes. Once Gilmore Girls get shut off, I'm done for the night. I'm ready to go to bed.
I see Case like a dog kind of circling his bed a few times. Like,
I'm nesting.
yeah, and then just wiggling right in and gone.
I do love to wiggle.
I know.
So after Gilmore Girls goes off and you're sitting there with nothing on, nothing going on, your phone is not, in your hand or anything. That's the amount of minutes we're looking for. We're going to give you that amount of minutes that could save your life. If you listen here in 5 minutes, we're going to give you that.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. Now, I told you I'll give you the time it takes you to fall asleep at night that can determine whether you're going to be dead in 5 years. Now, that means
Any wiggle room in the 5 years? Or
Nope.
like en punto, baby? From
Nope.
this point on. Got it.
I'm going to give you 0.seconds. There's going to be tenths of seconds on this.
Key.
So, the moment you actually decide to fall asleep, this isn't like watching TV in bed or listening to the Brian and Kenzie podcast, which you should be doing. Once you turn all your electronics off and you actually decide, hey, I'm going to bed, it's that amount of time from then till you fall asleep that determines whether you're going to be dead in 5 years.
Okay.
And that amount of time is 5 minutes. If it takes you less than 5 minutes to fall asleep, you might be dead in 5 years.
Oh, less than.
Because that
I'm
means...
going to live forever, bitch.
Yeah,
Woo!
Kenzie said before the break it takes her an hour to fall asleep.
At least.
Now, I will say, I get into bed, I am asleep in 3 minutes. I am out. I'm done before I even realize it's happened.
Oh,
good.
well, we'll always remember you.
We got the pour one out song we can do. Because what that means is you're sleep deprived. If you fall asleep in 3 minutes, you're sleep deprived. You're not getting the right amount of sleep every night. And that's what that means if you fall asleep in less than 5 minutes. I'm going to tell you the time it should take you to fall asleep, but we can comment on that for a second. Case that takes him 10 minutes to fall asleep.
About 10 to 15. Yeah, I get nestled.
10 to 15. Case is going to live forever.
That's what I like to hear, like the Oasis song, baby.
That's the sweet spot. 10 to 15 minutes it should take you to fall asleep. That means you're getting good sleep and you're mentally okay.
What is that what's that sheet say about me? What do you got on there?
It doesn't go that high the scale to an hour.
What's the highest it goes?
Well, basically just says after 15 minutes, you shouldn't take, that means you're basically thinking about things too much. You're stressed out.
Obviously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people just can't sleep for whatever reason. They have insomnia and they take, what's the stuff? What do people take? Melatonin. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, melatonin.
Wait, is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Melatonin.
I thought you meant insomnia cookies.
Oh, those are so good.
Those can put you to sleep.
I don't think that's what that is.
No.
It just means if you're up late, you can have a cookie. It doesn't help you sleep.
It should.
So the optimal time is 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm bad, and you're bad too. So Case is right in that sweet spot of 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh.
You should not be waiting an hour to fall asleep. Something's wrong. You're definitely
Boy, don't
stressed
I
out.
know something's wrong with my life. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah. It just means you can't get your brain to stop too.
I know.
You need to work on that somehow. And I need to, I guess, work on getting a little bit more normal sleep. I don't know. But you're sleep deprived. And you can't catch up on that sleep, despite popular belief. Like, oh, I'll just catch up on the weekend. You catch up a little bit and get to sleep and you feel better, but your body doesn't catch up as it does. The body needs that 7 hours to repair every night.
Is that what we're supposed to have 7 hours?
It keeps fluctuating. I remember it used to be 8 when I was a kid, and then they said 6 for a while. I think it's somewhere in the middle, like 7 is a good number.
How many hours? I'm going to look up how many hours adults need to sleep.
Yeah.
Because it's different for kids. The number is different for kids.
Sure. Your body needs to repair itself, and
Adults 7 or more.
Yeah.
Is what it says.
yeah, 7's the number. Because it helps your metabolism too. Like if you're trying to lose weight, getting that 7 hours sleep will help.
My fat ass. It makes a lot of sense. It's the sleep. Sorry.
That's it. You can blame sleep. On the weekends, I always say that when I pass out for 10 hours and I wake up and I'm 10 pounds less. I say, see, I lost 10 pounds, Megan. She goes, yeah, but will you gain that back on Tuesday? I go, probably,
Well,
but it's
of course.
gone. So 10 to 15 minutes is the sweet spot. I can't imagine sitting in bed for 10 to 15 minutes doing nothing. Like you do an hour. I can't imagine that. Because I just go,
sucks.
it does.
Especially because it's not even like I wish I was doing nothing. I'm just worried for an hour. I would love to be like that's not how I feel.
Do you ever think about going to your happy place?
I don't think I have one.
You've got to have a happy place, a beach, somewhere.
Like that I can just think about?
Yeah, and then start a dream. You ever have a precursor to start a dream, like a trailer?
No, and I have to be honest, and I'm not just saying this. Sleep stresses me out because I have a nightmare every single night. And so I always wake up just upset.
What's the nightmares usually about?
I have this one nightmare that I'm getting kidnapped all the time, which sucks. And I hate running, so I have to run the whole time. Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
I always have cheating nightmares because I've been cheated on so many times, which isn't fun either. I wake up just upset.
Doesn't sound fun.
No.
Nope.
My feelings are hurt every morning when I wake up.
I mean, Case, in that 10 to 15 minutes, do you do a trailer dream to get you started, like something that's pretty awesome?
I just close my eyes and go to bed. I don't understand what's so hard about it.
But you said it takes 10 to 15 minutes, so...
Yeah, I'm doing a highlight of the day. I'm doing a Sports Center top 10. Oh, that was awesome when I did that. It's cool when I ate that. I'm looking forward to this. And then I go to bed. It's like people with insomnia. Just go to sleep. I don't understand.
It's very difficult. A lot of people have major insomnia problems.
This is one of those people who tells people with depression, how about we just be happy?
Yeah, just be happy.
Not that hard.
Yeah. Stop being
Thank you.
depressed.
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Kenzie, just go to bed. What's up?
Look at this picture of a clown. Aren't you happy now? Try that. Yeah.
Life changing.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Highlights of your weekend on Q101 with Brian and Kenzie. Well, Fall Out Boy played that Friday night. It sounded like this. Let's go! So good. And that was actually with Tim from Rise Against who got up on stage. And Fall Out Boy kind of did a little Taylor Swift thing. They did an Eras show on Friday night, so playing songs from every album. They basically did, it was incredible. The set list was probably the greatest they've ever done of all time with Fall Out Boy, our local guys. Closing out the night Friday night, but so much to talk about with the weekend. In fact, highlights of the weekend, we have Helena, who's checking in from the South Side. Helena. I was thinking My Chemical Romance. My bad.
That's totally fine.
Tell us the highlight of your weekend.
So on Sunday, I went to Sublime and Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
My parents actually worked there, so it was kind of cool seeing them and seeing how they work and stuff. So It was amazing, and I would totally do it again. I went last year to see The Cure, so that was amazing as well.
Right on. Did you say your dad's Rob Zombie? Is that what you said?
No. No.
Okay.
I wish. That would be cool as heck.
Your dad's listening. Like, that's nice. I've worked really hard to raise you my whole life, but that's fine.
Her dad's like, yeah, take all these college payments and plans, Rob Zombie. Well, that's amazing.
Definitely.
To see
Thank you.
to see Jacob Knoll come on with his dad's band, if you will, and perform like that. Again, all the pictures and videos up at our Q101 socials. And thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. So cool that you had a good time.
Thank you so much for answering. We listen every single day.
Aw,
Oh,
very nice. Is your dad in the car right now?
Yep. You want to say hi? Just joking. Thank you so much.
she's so cute.
Now, if her dad was Rob Zombie, she would have put him on the phone.
That's right.
But he's,
This guy's getting no respect.
Oh, God.
No respect.
he's driving her somewhere at 6:44 in the morning. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And it really was. That's so cool because I saw a lot of that of people taking kids to their first concert experience and for Riot Fest and being out there in the field and seeing the vast array of not only people, but exhibits and different kinds of bands everywhere. It's just that's why it's the best festival in the world, the best one ever, Riot Fest. I got to say, like I said earlier, that I think Sum 41 stole the whole show. I think they got to sit down, have a meeting, and go, guys, what are we doing? Now, I know it's Derek Whibley that wants to end. The rest of the band want to keep going.
But he wrote a book. He's done.
He wrote a book, and he also wants to do, as he told us, we had this interview with him from about 6-8 months ago on the podcast where he talked about he wants to explore different kinds of music. But he's really good at writing Sum 41 music and performing it. I don't know. If someone needs to shake him by the collar and smack him in the face. Keep doing this for another 20 years. You're good. You're good.
I don't think he's stopping because he thinks he's not good.
Well,
I think he's aware he's just fine.
no, but I'm not saying, I'm saying that performance was like they were playing for their food or to get out of jail. And they crushed it, and it was just so good. I don't know. That's a memorable moment for me. There's so much with the whole weekend. There is something bad that happened to me.
At Riot Fest?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a band called Suicidal Tendencies, okay?
I know.
Yeah, I've talked about it leading up to Riot Fest for the last several months, and I haven't seen them in years. They're a band that was kind of my transition into punk and hardcore music when I was a kid.
Out of what?
Well, I listened to Van Halen.
What was your favorite before?
My favorite band of all time is Van
Disco?
Halen. No, my favorite band of all time was like Van Halen.
Na, 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 na. I used to listen to ABBA.
Brian used to be so soft.
Oh,
You
yeah.
are the dancing queen.
And once I heard Suicidal Tendencies, I said, ha, ABBA, goodbye. Get out of here. So this was a band that, formative years. I remember just, oh, my God, it opened up my eyes to a different life of these guys in L.A., and just the sounds took me there. So I was so ready to see Suicidal Tendencies. It was in the 4 o'clock, 4:55, I think it was, on the Rise stage over there at Riot Fest. And so Case's Boys Drug Church were playing at the stage right next door. So while they were playing, I kind of snuck up to a good spot. I would say I was about 40 people back from the stage, 40 rows of people. And this is perfect. I'm close. I can enjoy the music. It's going to be great. And the pit will start right in front of me. I know there's going to be an insane pit. It's going to be right in front of me. I'll have a nice view. It'll be great. That's not what happened.
What happened?
Suicidal Tendencies comes out. They open up with one of their biggest songs, You Can't Bring Me Down.
A song you love.
I played this for Case in the car many a times, and I can't play it because there's a lot of profanities, but it's very inspiring. If you're down, put this song on and you'll feel better about yourself.
What's the message of the song?
The message is, don't listen to anybody else. You can't bring me down.
Oh, you should stop listening to that song. You never listen to anything I say. That's enough.
When I heard this song when I was 11 years old, Kenzie, this led to this moment today where I'm not listening to you.
You
don't
with
listen.
Suicidal Tendencies.
So they come out, they hit the guitars, the drums go, and all of a sudden, the pit starts behind me. So I thought the pit was going to be in front of me. Mm-hmm. The pit started in front of me and behind me. I find myself as the tornado epicenter, the eye of the storm in the middle of the pit that I didn't want to be.
You love being in pits.
I'm not about that life anymore.
He's got a child at home, Kenzie.
You're so tall, though.
Kenzie,
What?
I wish you were there with me because Kenzie.
No, because I would have died. I hate pits, and you know that.
This was not one of those wannabe pits that you see videos on TikTok of. Oh, there's a mosh pit. No, there's like 3 guys running around. This was a real pit.
This is like a tornado.
Right when it
happened?
17 guys carrying a Colombian flag ran toward the pit.
Oh, now you're effed. That's what I was going to say. Never mind.
I was like, wait. I literally said, wait, slow down.
You're like, Viva la Colombia.
You guys have your pit. I'm going to get out of here. I just want to enjoy it like I enjoy the songs in my car. I'm trying to fight my way out of the pit, Kenzie, and they won't let me out. No one will let me out. Everybody took their shirts off, by the way, and a bunch of really physically fit guys in that pit, really jacked. And they think I'm just being part of the pit where, if you've been in a mosh pit, you run into people, you elbow, and I'm elbowing trying to get out. And instead, they're elbowing me back. And I'm like, stop.
They think you're in on it.
They think this is exactly what I wanted.
They're playing a game of pinball with you.
Oh, and they're like, hell yeah. And I go, hell no, I want out.
You were sharing too much conversation. You should have put hands in the air and said, help, and walked forward.
You know the bit in concerts now where people hold their cell phones up and turn the light on, so somebody needs help over here, medical help?
Oh, I thought that was for encore. Is that when people wave instead of like lighters?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Wave a flashlight.
Yeah, today they do that in a lot of shows to get attention. Before, they say, hold those lighters up. We have a medical emergency.
I've been like, man, they're feeling my set. Look at all these lights.
I tried to reach for my phone and someone grabbed my hand. I wanted that help. I wanted that medical emergency help. So I finally kind of get to the edge of the pit as it's growing. It's like the tornadoes that hit the suburbs back in the year. It was growing. I finally got on the edge and someone bit me in the leg.
Someone bit you?
I'm going to post a picture on our Facebook page. I have a bruise on the back of my calf, and I came home and Megan goes, what's that? And I go, I don't know. I remember in the pit, something just really felt stingy. And I realized someone bit me. There were teeth marks on my calf.
Somebody was on the ground crawling around?
This pit had all levels of people.
The girl from The Grudge was in there. What is going on?
I finally got out of the pit, and I realized I didn't bring my Aleve to the show. So I was worried I was going to have a back injury.
Oh, my God. We're going to have to pour one out for you being cool. You've officially entered a new stage in life.
This reminds me of my first pit experience because I didn't know pits just existed at shows at music festivals.
Yes.
I thought that was a very Slayer pit, fine.
Right.
But I was like, oh yay, no one's here yet. I'm gonna stand in front. And I assumed we'd all just stand there and watch.
Yes.
And I almost died. I got elbowed in the face. I crawled.
Yes.
I probably was the bitch who bit you. Because let me out.
You were on
Move
there.
your feet.
Now listen, I was about that life back in the day. I was in pits. I was all there. I'm not about that life anymore. I wanted to sit and enjoy the music. It took me about 20 minutes to get out to a safe zone where I sat there, and then I enjoyed Suicidal Tendencies because they were incredible. They lived up all the way through it. But then at the last song, they go, here's what we're going to do. Divide the crowd down the middle. And I go, I've seen this before. I know where this is going.
Wait, what happens?
The entire crowd becomes a pit. No. Everything.
Kenzie, it's called a wall of death.
Yeah.
So you take people and you stack half the crowd on the left side, you stack half the crowd on the right side, and then on their cue, everybody runs into each other. It's called the wall of death.
Remember in Braveheart? Remember in Braveheart?
What the hell?
Do you remember Braveheart when they're holding up the spears to stop the horses?
Yes.
That's the wall of death.
Okay. This is why when people are like, oh, I got a lot of messages. Come watch this band with me. No, I'm already here. I'm just I'm next to the food trucks watching. I don't want to be anywhere near the stage because stuff like this happens. And I like to have a little snack and a little drinky drink. Yep. And then all of a sudden there's a wall of death.
Yeah. If anybody knows the guy that bit me, please check in at 312-591-8800. Or maybe you're the guy that did bite me. Listen, I have a badge of honor, the bruise. I'll post on our socials here in a second. So more memories, check in at 312-591-8300, your highlight of the weekend. Here's Gil Curtis.
This is not headline news. Today is Redhead Appreciation Day. I've always wondered if you happen to dye your hair red, does that make you transgingered? The Matlock reboot debuted last night on CBS. Fans of the original would be excited if it weren't for the fact that all of them died about 20 years ago. Microsoft will reopen 3 Mile Island to power AI technology. Locals give the decision 3 thumbs up. Bruce Springsteen turns 75 today. He releases a new single, Born to Mall Walk. And Joan Jett turned 66 yesterday, which explains her new song, I Love Yacht Rock and Roll. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.